The haunted house was supposed to be a local Halloween thrill. Marcus, Kelly, and their friends hit it every year. Cheap scares, strobes, people in makeup jumping from corners. But this year the attraction looked different. The building was bigger, darker, built deep into an abandoned factory lot. The flyers promised real terror, and the actors outside didn't break character once. Inside, the air was thick with fog. Animatronics jerked in and out of shadows. A man in a plague doctor mask swung a lantern, whispering warnings in a voice that didn't sound like part of the show. "Keep your hands close. Don't wander off the path." They laughed it off and moved through the maze. One actor dressed like a butcher chased them with a chainsaw. Another dragged a mannequin across the floor, pretending it was a corpse. But as they turned into the last hallway, the soundscape changed. The music died. The air went still. A figure stood at the far end of the hall, towering, at least 7 feet tall, his costume dripping black sludge. His mask was stretched leather, like real skin. Kelly whispered, "That's too real." And before Marcus could reply, the man lunged. She screamed as he grabbed her by the arm and yanked her into a metal door. The sound of chains rattled, then slammed shut. Marcus ran to the door, but it was locked tight. "Kelly!" he shouted. No answer. His friends pulled at the handle until it bent, but the hinges wouldn't move. A worker in a yellow jacket appeared at the far end of the hall. "Hey, we need help," Marcus yelled. The man nodded slowly. Then he turned, revealing a bloody smile painted directly on his skin. "Help is deeper in," he said, pointing toward a new hallway that hadn't been there a second ago. They followed. The floor changed from painted plywood to cold cement. The fake spiderwebs vanished. The smell of damp earth replaced the fog scent. It wasn't a maze anymore. It was a tunnel. They found Kelly's shoe halfway down. Marcus called her name again, his voice echoing in the dark. Somewhere ahead, a door creaked open. Faint screaming drifted through. When they reached the next room, the walls were lined with real meat hooks. The props were gone. This wasn't part of the haunted house anymore. A speaker crackled from above, the voice warped but familiar. "You wanted the real scare," it said. "Now you're in it." Marcus looked up and saw security cameras blinking red. Every move they made was being recorded. Then came footsteps. Slow, heavy, wet. The tall figure stepped out of the dark, dragging a metal hook across the floor. The exit sign flickered behind him, then died completely. No one saw them leave the haunted house that night. The police said the place had been condemned for years, but the next weekend it reopened. Same name, same lights, same line of customers waiting for thrills. Marcus woke up on a cement floor, wrists tied. The room was lit by orange bulbs that buzzed and swung overhead. Water dripped somewhere nearby. His head pounded. Across from him, Kelly sat tied to a chair, her makeup streaked with tears. "Where are we?" she whispered. Before he could answer, the door creaked open. The tall man stepped in. Up close, his face wasn't a mask. It was someone else's. Stitched, pieces of other faces. He dragged a recording camera on a tripod and set it up, pointing straight at them. "This is the next phase," he said, his voice low, rhythmic. "The audience always wants more. The real fear, the kind you can't fake." Marcus strained against the ropes. "We'll give you whatever you want. Just let us go." The man tilted his head. "You already gave it. Your ticket." He flicked a switch on the wall and the room filled with muffled screams. Through a small window, Marcus saw other rooms. Other people strapped to tables, their haunted house experience still running. The cameras filmed every second. The man turned toward Kelly. "You were the one who laughed the loudest," he said softly. "Let's fix that." He reached for a tray of surgical tools. Marcus thrashed until the rope tore his wrists raw. Then something above him snapped. A chain, loose from the ceiling. He swung his arms and caught the man in the side of the head. The giant stumbled back. Kelly screamed, "Run!" They bolted through the open door into another hallway. The lights flickered, revealing dozens of doors labeled with numbers. Room 12, Room 13, Room 14. Every few seconds, a different scream echoed through a different door. At the end of the hall, a metal staircase led up toward faint daylight. They sprinted. The steps shook under their feet. Behind them, the man roared. Marcus shoved Kelly through the door at the top and slammed it behind them. They stumbled into the front lobby, completely empty. The fog machines were off. The props lay broken. Outside the window, the parking lot was abandoned. Kelly sobbed, "We made it." Marcus nodded, breathing hard. But when he turned toward the exit door, the reflection in the glass didn't match. Kelly's image was smiling, too wide, teeth too sharp. Her voice came from behind him, low and cold. "You didn't make it out, Marcus. The show's still running." The lights dimmed. The sound of the crowd started again, clapping, cheering, like an audience watching a movie they didn't realize was real. And in the reflection, Marcus saw dozens of other faces trapped behind the glass, mouths open in silent screams. The man's voice echoed through the lobby. "Next group, please step inside. Tickets ready."